Matthew 19:26. Verse, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Explanation. Assurance of God's limitless power. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Verse, "Do everything in love." Explanation. The foundational principle for all actions. John 8:32. Verse, "And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Explanation. The liberating power of truth. Philippians 1:6. Verse, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." Explanation. Confidence in God's ongoing work in believers' lives. Romans 3:23. Verse, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Explanation. Acknowledgement of human imperfection and need for grace.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive into some verses from the Bible.
Right.
We'll be looking at a handful of verses that touch on some pretty universal themes.
Okay, great. I'm interested to hear which ones you picked out.
Things like possibility and love, truth, perseverance, and grace.
Yeah, sounds fascinating.
For example, we're going to be looking at that verse about truth setting you free.
Right. A very powerful idea.
Really powerful stuff. And what about how all things are possible through God? I mean, who wouldn't want a little more of that in their life?
Definitely. Those verses offer a lot of wisdom. It can be easy to lose sight of that wisdom when we're dealing with our everyday struggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things like doubt and fear, maybe feeling lost.
Definitely. Or just lacking purpose sometimes.
Totally.
So let's jump right into it. Our first verse is from Matthew 19:26. And it says, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible."
Yeah, I love that one.
Right. It gives me chills every time I read it.
Well, it really highlights the contrast between human limitations and God's power. I mean, how often do we put limits on ourselves,
Right.
on what we can achieve? This verse encourages us to break free from those limitations.
It's like we get so used to relying on our own strength and logic that we sometimes forget there's a greater force out there.
Absolutely.
Right? You ever felt like that?
Oh, yeah, all the time. We all hit that wall and think there's no way we can get past it.
Exactly. But that's where this verse comes in. It reminds us that our human perspective is limited.
Right. It's not about magic. It's about understanding that there's a power beyond ourselves.
Yeah. And that by tapping into that power, we can achieve amazing things.
Incredible things.
So moving on to 1 Corinthians 16:1, it says, "Do everything in love." Such a simple statement, right?
Yeah, it's simple, but it's really profound.
So profound. I love it.
Yeah.
How do you see this idea playing out in our everyday lives?
Well, I think it's about making love the motivation behind everything we do.
Okay, I like that.
Both big and small. Like, imagine if every interaction you had today was infused with love.
Wow.
It would change everything. How you approach your work, your relationships, how you treat yourself.
It really changes your entire perspective.
Totally.
Instead of reacting with frustration or fear,
Yeah,
you choose love.
powerful stuff.
Now, speaking of perspective shifts, let's look at John 8:32. "And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."
That one always gets me thinking.
Me too.
Yeah.
What is this truth that's supposed to be so liberating?
It's about a deeper understanding. It goes beyond just facts and figures.
So more like a spiritual truth.
Exactly. Think of those things that might be holding you back in life. Maybe guilt from the past or fear that's stopping you from going after what you want.
Right.
This verse is saying that facing those truths head on, no matter how hard it is, can lead to true freedom.
So it's like by acknowledging those things we're hiding from, we actually find freedom.
Yeah, you're bringing those things into the light.
That's powerful. Okay, so our next verse is Philippians 1:6, and it says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion."
Oh, that's a good one. That verse always gives me so much comfort, especially when I feel like I'm still a work in progress.
Yeah, me too. It's a great reminder that we're not alone in this journey.
Absolutely. And that there's a force working within us, guiding us toward, well, I guess towards wholeness.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you think this good work refers to?
I think it's the continuous process of becoming the best version of ourselves,
Okay, yeah.
aligning with truth, letting go of what no longer serves us, and stepping into our full potential.
It's really reassuring to hear that, especially nowadays, when we're constantly being told to strive for perfection.
Yeah, totally. It's
Yeah.
a nice reminder that we're not in this alone.
Absolutely. So this leads perfectly into our final verse, Romans 3:23,
Okay.
which says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God."
Right.
This might not sound as uplifting as some of the others we've looked at, but
Well, I actually think it's really important.
yeah, really.
It acknowledges that everyone is imperfect.
We all make mistakes. We all have flaws.
Exactly. But instead of seeing this as a bad thing, this verse actually offers freedom.
Oh, how so?
Well, it's like a reset button. It reminds us that we don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and acceptance.
So it's actually a message of grace and compassion.
Yeah, I think so. Recognizing our imperfections allows us to be kinder to ourselves and to others.
That's beautiful.
And it creates space for forgiveness and growth.
Wow, that's really powerful. So to wrap up our deep dive, we explored the power of tapping into something beyond ourselves.
Right.
We talked about approaching everything with love as our guiding principle.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw how facing truth can lead to real freedom. And that even though we're all works in progress,
We're not alone in the process.
we have a force within us guiding us and helping us become the best version of ourselves.
And that we don't have to be perfect to be worthy.
Right. We can embrace our imperfections and still be loved and accepted.
Absolutely.
So the question for all of you listening is this:
What resonates with you?
what message speaks to you the most? What invitations do these words hold for your life?
Maybe it's a small step you can take today
Inspired by what we talked about?
to move you a little closer to your truth.
Whatever it is, remember the powerful messages we discussed today. And keep exploring.
Keep searching.
Until next time.
Bye for now.